the point of psychology, European psychology, is control. A lot of people talk about psychology not being so-called science and not being able to predict behavior the way chemistry and mathematics. That's off the point. That's really not the point of it at all. Because the point of psychology in the Eurocentric sense is not really to describe man as he is, but to learn the ways and means of controlling man to the benefit of the European. That's the basic point. And when you can create people, when you can control people, then your problem of prediction is what? It's solved, ladies and gentlemen. It's solved. You see? So when you remove people's, you remove certain thinking skills from people, when you induce into them certain emotional orientations, when you keep away from them certain intelligence in terms of knowledge, you're creating a personality, and you can begin to predict how those people are most likely to behave under certain circumstances. You know what they are, what capable of doing. You see? And therefore, as a Eurocentric psychologist, what you're mainly concerned with is not so much predicting the behavior, but creating the possibilities of some behaviors and the impossibilities of others. And so the main thing you're concerned with is the technique by which this is accomplished, because the prediction part will pretty much take care of itself. And so we have it right here. To predict, we need to know how the characteristics of the individual interact with the characteristics of the situation. You have to interpret this Afrocentrically, you see. Now, many courses will read it and run it through just like that and leave it at that. But see, the white boy, that's all he needs. He doesn't need the other part, the part that I've just talked to you about right now. Because you see, while he's in the college, his dad is another already manipulating the world. You see, and when he gets out, he will enter into that system and learn the real information. But the black one who will learn it as well or better will still be in a position of powerlessness. You see, because often he has not read between the lines, and often because he's discriminated against, he will not get into the very center of power where he can see the real deal. And so he'll be left with his theoretical propositions, and he'll be proud of his unrealistic learning. And he will talk about it and think that his degree, because it is equal to some white man's degree, that it has equal potency, and it does not. It has very little meaning. In fact, that is a part of the deception as well. It goes on to say reinforcement and social learning. The effect of other people, the rewards and punishments they provide, is an important influence on an individual behavior. Very important statement there, isn't it? In fact, that is a power statement, isn't it? Yeah, it's a power statement. Infused throughout this whole thing is how do you gain power and influence over other people? How do you manipulate other people? This is a manual about power. Of course, it isn't written that way, is it? It's pure, bland, objective, non-racial psychology. Nonsense. There is no course that's non-political. That is the greatest deception run upon black people, that courses are non-political. That is the most political statement of all. Oh, this is an objective course. It has nothing to do with race. Then I'm in the wrong course. According to social learning theory, individual differences in behavior result in large part from differences in the kinds of experiences encountered, listen, in the course of growing up. Do we get that? Very powerful statement here. What does it say? Individual differences. And when I use the word individual, think of group. This is another deception that is run on black people, particularly in psychology. Because often the psychology is projected as being about individuals, you see. And often the black student then thinks in terms of individuals and consequently is restricted in what he learns. When you're in these courses and they talk about individual, elevate them up to the group level. You see, because it's to the advantage of the white man in a sense while he's educating you at the same time to lower your consciousness to talk about individuals, see, so that you can think that we're just concerned with single entities and not with what peoples and the relationships of people one to the other. And if you don't deliberately and consciously say, wait a minute, let me think about this in terms of groups, then you're caught and miseducated right at that point, even though you know the principle well. It says individual differences, but let's substitute the word group. Group differences in behavior result in large part from differences in the kinds of learning experiences encountered in the course of growing up.
What is good, my people? We are live back again with another live broadcast on the forecast. Back on this Friday. What's going on, Consider? How you doing tonight? I wanted to come on here where I had a little bit of extra time and talk about a couple of things. And I showed some of it last time, but I just want to make a point clear. You know what I'm saying? Um, about the personality of power. What does power look like? And do we look like we have it? So I definitely appreciate it. And by the way, consider if at any point you want to come on here and say something, just let me know, and I'll put the link in the chat. Or anybody want to come on here, I'll put the link in the chat. You know. Now, real quick, I want to see, because shouts out to Consider for our show last time, and I didn't even show this part. But yeah, definitely shout out to Roman the Bush Consider. And if you didn't see the live last Wednesday, y'all definitely need to go back and check it out. Obviously, now it's not gonna work. All right, here we go. Now, I showed at the beginning of that one, I was showing, that Joe Biden thing when they was singing and dancing, but look at this fool here sitting here kissing this dude's hand. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not sure like Mark Lamont Hill is the one to be calling out people, so I ain't gonna use him. But look at this fool, man. Just shouts out to what we was talking about last time, considering it's just another example of that here. I don't know, my computer moving real slow right now. It wasn't moving this slow until right now.
Oh, hold up.
Damn, see, it ain't even playing it. I ain't really interested in what my brother here is saying. I just wanted you to see this video real quick. If it don't work, then oh well. Because it's acting real slow. It's not working right. Yeah. No, I keep freezing at that point.
Oh, hold up. Did you just watch what I just watched?
Look at this fool sitting there kissing this dude hand. What's going on, Rod? How you doing? Appreciate you for coming through. Yeah, man. So shouts out to what we was talking about last time. This fool sitting there kissing this dude's hand, this old ass fool hand. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, y'all, so I'm pretty sure y'all seen this, right? And before we get into what we're gonna talk about, I'm pretty sure y'all seen this about what happened with Tulsa, in the lawsuit for reparation. Yeah, the damn fool kissing that dude. Anyway,
Tonight, big news out of the Oklahoma State Supreme Court. The justices voted 8-1, siding with the city of Tulsa in a lawsuit seeking damages from the 1921 Tulsa Race Massacre. Thanks so much for joining me tonight. I'm Naomi Kitt. Karen is off. The lawsuit was first filed back in 2020. 2 News Oklahoma's Steph Mansion spent some time on Greenwood today to get reaction to the outcome.
They were going to do reparation the easy way, it would have already been done.
T's Barbershop is the longest standing business on Black Wall Street since its rebirth after the Tulsa Race Massacre. Owner Willie Sells says over the last 40 years of working this stretch of downtown, he's always known what came before him.
Those people that were here suffered a terrible loss. And I think it's affected the city down through the years.
Well, yeah, I'm glad you're here, Ra. You know, definitely. Yeah, it's you know, I don't know. It's a crazy lifestyle. He probably living anyway. So I don't know what's going on with that, but you know. But yeah, anyway, with this, you know, and because it wasn't just that, because he talked about the historical parts about it, but have all of the like laws when they was trying to rebuild. So they redid like zoning structures. They had to go through them to get building permits, which they made really hard. And they put in like city ordinances saying that you have to have this type of thing and this type of thing, which was really hard to get to build their houses. So they went out the way to make sure that they couldn't rebuild. Right, exactly, you know, and I'm see like they're survivors of this, so I mean, I'm pretty sure they've seen a lot since 1921. There's no way they could be surprised. My grandma was born in 1921.
Over 100 years ago on this same street, a white mob decimated the community. It's reported that up to 300 Black Tulsans were killed and over 30 blocks of the city were devastated. The few living survivors filed the lawsuit in 2020, seeking reparations for the trauma they lived through. Leslie Benningfield Randall, Viola Fletcher, and Hugh.
Hey, by the way, and you know how they be like, oh yeah, that nobody was alive was a victim. Like, well, here she is. She's alive about a literal thing that we teach about in history that we all know about, right? Even though we don't teach the whole story, right? We don't teach that how the Black men got together, was armed, and went down there to the courthouse and ran the mob off, which is why they had to come try to attack them. Then they set up the barriers and they was running them off, which is why they had to use helicopters to drop bombs because they could not get it. And they saved countless people's lives that gave them time to get, because you got to understand, it was 3-something in the morning when they attacked. And most people would sleep in their beds, and then they had to wake up with nothing and like leave the town. Yeah, they don't know what right and wrong is, you know. They only understand one language, you understand?
2020, seeking reparations for the trauma they lived through. Leslie Benningfield Randall, Viola Fletcher, and Hughes Van Ellis saying the city caused a public nuisance all those years ago that continues on to this day. A Tulsa judge dismissed the case last year, but the survivors took the case to the state's highest court. After years of deliberation, Fletcher, Randall, and the family of Van Ellis's fight came to a defeated close Wednesday. The Oklahoma Supreme Court voting to uphold that 2023 dismissal in an 8-1 ruling. Sells tells me he has prayed for a vote of support from the court. Now, though, he hopes someone will bring them justice some way, somehow.
We're hoping, trusting, and praying that the city, the state.
Wait, I'm going to play these words one more time.
Now, though, he hopes someone will bring them justice some way, somehow.
Now, I'm going to let that speak for itself, right? All right, we can leave it right there, right? We're hoping that somebody brings justice some way, somehow. And they got the picture of Martin Luther King. Let's add Malcolm X in there since they want to give him a statue by any means necessary on top of that, right?
Support from the court. Now, though, he hopes someone will bring them justice some way, somehow.
Exactly. You know? Yeah, definitely, you know. But, you know, it is what it is, you know, because they only expect it, but you're right. They're going to pay one way or another, right? Now, if they vote for another, then so be it, you know. But anyway, speaking of that, because was another one that I was going to show. Speaking of like reparations, and all of that. Now they was talking about in California. Now I want you to hear reported this Hispanic assembly. I'm not gonna say woman, but assembly, whatever they are, in Sacramento, talking about how she's mad that Black people is even being talked about or anything.
Economist consultants from the task force reported the total amount could be as much as $800 billion. $800 billion. That's 2.5 times the size of our entire state budget. To pay for that, you'd need a major tax hike, unlike anything this state has ever seen before. I recognize and acknowledge the painful part of our history. The pains of our past should not be paid by the people of today. The majority of our state is Latino and Asian, making up 55% of our population. Most of them, like me, are first, second, or third generation immigrants who had nothing.
Oh, so she ain't even got nothing to do with it. First, second, third, whatever immigrants, ain't got nothing to do with it. Yeah, this is the Black and brown culture. This is our friends here. The Hispanic and Asian, Black and brown and Black and everybody else.
55% of our population. Most of them, like me, are first, second, or third generation immigrants who had nothing to do with slavery, discrimination, Jim Crow laws, nothing. It is fundamentally unfair to force these people to pay for this, and because of that, I will be opposed.
Yeah, and I have nothing to do with Mexico or the illegal immigrants and all of them little Hispanic, Arab, West Arabs, you know what I'm saying? Kids, I have nothing to do with that, you know what I'm saying? And I would definitely make sure my tax, because, speaking of reparations, we should not be giving them any tax money, right? I don't care what I'm like, yo, at some point they got to stop, right? They should not be taking our money from us. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy to me. And we just accept it like, oh, what are you going to do? You pay taxes and die. The hell no, right? If you're going to die, you might as well, you know what I'm saying? In the words of Ida B. Wells, take one of them out with you, Right. I don't even know if she's paying taxes. I'm not sure if she's actually paying taxes or not. Right. So, you see Kate Sanchez, a Congress, and by the way, if you have never worked with Mexicans, they are some of the most laziest, I don't know where that stereotype of work hard, what in the hell does that come from? That's a damn lie. Because if you never even seen them, what? Them fools don't do nothing. Right? That's why all they work be terrible. You know what I'm saying? People, they hurry up and get it done. It's 12 of them and they do shoddy work, but they are so lazy. I don't know where that stereotype came from. But anyway. Speaking of this, yeah, too much, I'm not even sure. I'm pretty sure it's in the billions. All right, but yeah, this is another one in Chicago about when they was talking about giving Black people reparations in a suburb in Chicago.
The suburb is facing a lawsuit for paying out reparations to its Black residents. Evanston, Illinois became the first municipality in the U.S. to launch a government-funded reparations program. But a conservative group has filed a class action lawsuit claiming the program discriminates against non-Black residents. For more on this, let's bring in Emmanuel Felton. He's a race and ethnicity reporter for the Washington Post who has been covering this story. What are the grounds for this lawsuit?
Yeah, so the conservative group Judicial Watch argues that this program discriminates against non-Black residents of Evanston. So under Evanston's reparations program, if you lived in the city between 1919 and 1969, or you're the descendant of someone who did, and you're Black, you qualify for reparations, because the argument is during those 50 years, Evanston instituted a bunch of racist, segregationist housing policies that deprive wealth from the Black residents of town. So they're saying this is our effort to rebuild the wealth that we deprived from you. Whereas Judicial Watch says, you haven't proved exactly who was harmed by these policies.
What?
And so by opening it up to all Black residents, you're discriminating against
By the
non-Black.
way, they had like literal policies, like, you know, and as we spoke about the home thing, where they had the thing in the leases where do not sell to Negroes specifically. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what the hell they're saying. Well, I know that he's saying that that's what they're arguing, but I don't get it.
Residents. And this is really
Well, I
part of
do
a
get it,
larger wave of conservative challenges against programs that came up after George Floyd's murder, right? So we're seeing, you know, with the last year's Supreme Court decision in the affirmative action case, that the courts are very weary of these programs that give benefits to certain ethnic groups. And that's sort of having a clash with all of these programs, both in the government and in private sector, like, you know, just recently this week.
By the way, how true is that? It's specifically for things that target specific groups, right? Because we already know about the shysters and their money, and the Ukrainians and their money, and the immigrants and their money, and I mean, you name it, right? So is it necessarily about groups or particular groups, you know?
A program that was going to give Black women in Georgia who were starting businesses grants was struck down by an appellate court. So there's sort of a clash here between, you know, how do we fix our age-old problems of racial discrimination in a way that really satisfies a federal judiciary that's really only interested in race-blind policy.
Do you think the city will fight this all the way? I mean, what are they vowing to do?
That's what they're saying. You know, they refuse to comment for the story, citing pending litigation, but they're saying they vehemently support this program. And they're looking to fight it all the way up. And, you know, it's a program that they're very proud of. Evanston is very proud of being the first in the nation to institute something like this. But when you're the first, you know, you open yourself up to challenges that, you know, hopefully, you know, if you're the second or third, you've learned from what didn't work for the first.
The people are at the center of this, who would be the recipients.
Okay, yeah, my bad. It's messing up, man. But anyway, I don't know what else I'm saying now. So I see it coming every time I do anything. Yeah, they always just given to every single personal group, you know what I'm saying? With the Stop Asian Hate, you know what I'm saying? They was in these cities.
Of reparations. What are they telling you about this legal fight?
Yeah, well, you know, it's already happened. So Evanston's already paid nearly 200 people $25,000 each. So this is something that is already changing lives in Evanston. The question is, for all the people who were, so essentially how it worked is they pulled like bingo balls. And so if you were later in the poll, you were later in the wait list. So there's still hundreds of people on this wait list. And the question is what it will.
So, you know, and they're mad about a wait list to possibly maybe get like a little bit of money for like centuries of crimes against you. When they file, they just give it, yeah, they just give all of that to, you know. But there's a reason, you know what I'm saying? They try not to make it whatever. Because they need Black people in a certain position, right? They need to make sure that you are in a certain position. Now, it's something that I want to show you, right? Because I know that sometimes it might seem a little harsh, but sometimes there is certain mentalities, right, that you have to display if you want things to change, right? If you complain about reparations, so like, or whatever, right? That means we're going to have to go out there and really take what is ours, you know, what has been taken from us, what we are owed, because you know what, it is what it is. You go to a job and they don't pay you, I'm pretty sure you're going to fight to get your payment, you know what I'm saying? So when somebody kidnaps you, you have to pay, you know, restitution and all of that stuff. So yeah, you have to pay one way or another, right? Now they often say, well, we did the Civil War, but and all of these a very small number of them died, and but that number does not add up. You understand? So in order to use that, right, you want the number, you would have to, I would say 2 for 1, you know what I'm saying? It would take 2 of them, you know what I'm saying? Because they can't even go in the sun, let's be honest with you. They're the only thing in the universe that can't go in the sun. They are deformed and can't reproduce and all of this. So it probably would take 2 of them for 1, right? And they use these arguments, but really the truth is they be like 50% of the population, 13% of the crime. But the truth is, it's less than 10% of the population, but commits over 90% of crimes against humanity, right? And that could be his own thing, right? Not less than 10% of the population, over 90% of the crimes, right? We know who we're dealing with, right? Savages. But I want to show you this sister here who is mentally ill, right? But she ended up killing this little white boy here. You see, a psychologist is talking about it, but if something's wrong with her. But they're trying to use it because she stabbed this little Neanderthal boy, right? And she's in court, right? And then they, because she's like smiling and stuff. But she got a mental illness. You can see the mental illness, right? But of course, they politicize this. They would use this story here to now, hold on, let me stop it because it's gonna keep messing up. But yeah, they keep using this story here, right, where the sister, and we don't know what happened, to be honest with you. To be honest with you, we don't know what happened, right? We don't know if the sister felt fear for her life or whatever it is, But you know how these crybabies do, you know what I'm saying? All right, come on. I'm trying to bring it up, but it's all right. Here we go. Y'all forgive me because I'm having problems with this computer right now. All right, so and they trying to make it like a race thing, but I don't know if the sister was defending herself or something because the mom was doing something to her, but we don't know what happened. You know what I'm saying? But I will say this because we will be quick to be like, "Oh, it's so sad." And we'd be like, it's so sad and all.
Today's question is, can I analyze the case of Bianca Ellis? Just a reminder, I'm not diagnosing anybody in this video, only speculating about what could be happening in a situation like this. If you enjoyed this video, please like it, subscribe to my channel, and consider supporting me on Patreon.
I don't know what happened.
He
could have, so she, killed the little 3-year-old Neanderthal boy, right? And, and they trying to make it like a race thing, but the sister is like mentally, like something's wrong with her. She needs help. We need to figure out what's going on with the mental illness and see what's going on with her and help the sister, with whatever she's going through. You know what I mean? Because we don't know what happened. Like if that mom had provoked her or what could have happened if she had fear for her life. We don't know what happened, right? But they are race baiters, right? They would politicize, a Neanderthal dying, a baby Neanderthal dying, and they would politicize that to try to drum up a lot of fear. You know what I'm saying?
Link to Patreon in the description for this video. First, I'll look at the background of this case, move to the timeline of the crime, then offer my analysis. Bianca Ellis was born in the early 1990s and at some point lived in Cleveland, Ohio. In May 2023, Bianca was charged with theft for stealing $69 from a Walmart in North Olmsted, Ohio.
Hey, this has nothing to do with anything, bro.
To stay in custody for at least 2 weeks. She was charged with 3 counts of battery on person. After being released, she returned to Ohio. In February 2024, Bianca was at a women's shelter in Cleveland.
So I'm gonna basically, she has mental issues, you know what I'm saying? And like I was saying, this sister just needs help, you know, because we don't know what happened to her, what they did to her. If they put something in her stuff. We don't know what happened. And we don't have all of the facts for this case. That's why you're talking about something totally irrelevant, right? So we have to get all the facts before we can find out what's going on. You know what I'm saying?
Cleveland, when she mentioned to staff there that she wanted to tell the police about a murder. After the police were contacted, Bianca claimed that she killed a white female bartender in California. She dumped the victim's body and did not know if the body had ever been found. The police could not find any case in California matching the story that Bianca told and determined that her confession was not valid. Bianca explained to the police that she wanted to kill someone in the shelter and to murder someone and eat their flesh. She was taken to a hospital for a mental health evaluation. In March 2024, Bianca was arrested in Kissimmee, Florida.
All right.
Okay.
So y'all get the point of this whole thing, right? But they're trying to politicize this, you know what I'm saying, little Neanderthal, you know. And listen, it is what it is, right? Because the brother did say, yeah, somehow, some way we gotta, you know, get justice for what happened, right? And listen, I mean, how many of our children, right? And as Khalid Muhammad said, why the babies? Because, you know, they grow up to be like that, you know. But the thing is, you know, even with this sister here, you know, she is just, like I said, mentally disturbed, right? But you see her energy, even then, was not at Black people. It was at them, because she understood who even got her in the same situation, right? Yeah, they always trying to be a victim. You know what I'm saying? We don't know what they was doing to her, you know, because I doubt that she just did it just, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm pretty sure they was messing with her, and, you know, we got to wait for all the details to come out. But at the same time, be like, why that? And I know a lot of people don't want to hear that. And that's probably why a lot of people like, oh, I'll draw the line there. But, you know, have fun being a slave, even though you don't want to admit that you're a damn slave, because you make like a couple dollars that you got to then turn around and give them to pay them for like some dirty water. But anyway, let me show you this one though, right? Now check out this brother here, right? Because we want to talk about something else. Now this brother ended up having to handle his business and protect himself, right? He had to defend himself, and then he smoked this white boy who ran up on him, right? Well, of course, they tried to charge him, but he handled his business, right, and defended himself.
Owner in Montgomery County is charged with first-degree murder. He's accused of killing a man who lived above his business in Hatboro. Investigators say what started as an argument ended in deadly gunfire. Sunday night, I'm Walter Perez. The big story in Action News is a heated dispute that allegedly included racial slurs, elevating into a deadly confrontation. Officers taped off the parking lot near the set of shops there along North York Road last night. The suspect, 41-year-old Maurice Bird, claims the man he shot was the aggressor. Action News reporter Brianna Smith joins us live from the area.
He defended himself. The dude ran up on him, and so he had to pop him and remove a piece of his frontal lobe, you know what I'm saying? Or the front part of his skull, too.
Witnesses, and has more tonight. Brianna.
Walter, police say the two men had problems in the past. In fact, officers responded to the same area 3 times before for verbal disputes between the two and told them to avoid contact with each other. But police say on Saturday, Bird ended their argument by shooting and killing the father of one.
He sure did. He all of them, didn't he?
Denise Costello heard those 7 gunshots just feet away from her Tiano Hair and Beauty Salon in Hatboro on Saturday evening.
Oh, it was crazy. It was crazy because you don't expect that here.
The Montgomery County District Attorney's Office charged 41-year-old Maurice Byrd with first-degree murder and related offenses for killing 37-year-old Steven Strasburg in the parking lot outside his shop.
That's a little scary. You get a little shaken up.
The criminal complaint states Byrd owns Razor Reese's Salon and Spa on North York Road, and Strasburg lives on the second.
So this black man, this business owner, this brother here, right, feared for his life, right? The white boy then called him N-word and ran up on him, and the brother had his candy bar. What do you know, right? But hey, he's still here today, though, to tell his side of the story instead of us trying to go march and get this white boy arrested because we already know. But that's why you need to see it the other way around, right? You know, with this brother outside of his business, this upstanding citizen and business owner that this brother is, right, felt in danger for his life, of course.
Shaken up.
The criminal complaint states Byrd owns Razor Reese's Salon and Spa on North York Road, and Strasburg lives on the second floor of the building. Investigators say Byrd called 911 saying Strasburg was verbally assaulting him with racial slurs. Byrd says then Strasburg grabbed his shirt and pulled his arm back like he was going to punch him.
What?
That's when Byrd fired 5 shots, paused, and then 2 more shots while still on the phone with dispatchers.
You know, this white boy, he thought he was like, well, a lot of these Negroes don't got their candy bars, you know what I'm saying? They ain't gonna do nothing. But they done ran up on the wrong brother today, you know what I'm saying? And he done grabbed him by the shirt, act like he was gonna hit him. The brother don't know what he got. He could have a knife in his hand. We don't know how these thugs, listen, less than 10% of the population, over 90% of the crimes. Think about all the crimes against humanity, right? Over 90% of them, right? And that's only because the Asians had their own crime spree. You know what I'm saying? Well, anyway. Think about that. You don't know what this dude was doing. Yeah, he probably was jealous. You seen a successful black man, business owner, upstanding citizen, got his life together, and had to learn, you know what I'm saying, the hard way.
Paused, and then 2 more shots while still on the phone with dispatchers. Jay McCollum, who owns Sky Blue Piercing next door, ran outside to help.
I just kind of went into panic mode. I saw somebody bleeding. You know, I've got a shop filled with, you know, things that can take care of that. And so I just ran and grabbed a handful of gauze, ran out and just held it on the wound on his face and just waited there until the police came.
Put some gauze on his face. Maybe he'll be all right. Listen, you should have put some gauze in his mouth before he started talking, right? And then it wouldn't have been a problem. But no.
Witnesses told detectives Strasburg was the instigator and charged at Byrd. Residents just wish their problems could have been resolved.
I think it's terrible. I think that nobody should have to go through any of that.
I just feel really bad. You know, it was a horrible situation. Obviously, it didn't need to happen. And yeah, you know, my heart goes out to the guy, you know, so it's really unfortunate.
And Strasburg's family tells us that he was a hard worker and the rock of their family. Now, police say Strasburg did not have a weapon on him at the time of the shooting, and Byrd has a license to carry. He's currently being held in the Montgomery.
He had a license to carry. You hear that? Right? Because apparently, like, you know, you can't act with your family. We don't even know if your family could get reparations if they smoke you. They might pay you off to shut up, you know what I'm saying, and let the dude go. But reparations, they might not even give it to your family after they smoke you. So it's better to go home, I say.
Has a license to carry. He's currently being held in the Montgomery County Jail. Live in Hatboro, Brianna Smith for Action News.
You know, so appreciate. Shouts out to this brother for still being here. And it's better to be. It was another one I can't find, but let me see.
Papa,
If it's not
it's
it,
me,
the right one, I don't know what it is.
In Montgomery County turns
Right. So
lot near Razor Reese.
and now now this white boy, let me see if they show the white boy here. If they show this, because the white bitch that she's trying to profit off this white boy getting smoked, you know what I'm saying, running up on his brother and him defending himself. And she done made a GoFundMe trying to make money off of it. You know what I'm saying? Because you know how Europeans do. This European love, I guess.
starts us off tonight.
It was very shocking. Yeah, it really took me off guard.
Police say just before 6 p.m. Saturday, they responded to a shooting that occurred in the parking lot near Razor Reese's Salon and Spa and right next to Jay McCollum's piercing shop.
I heard what I thought were firecrackers. Of course, now I know those were gunshots. So I went to look out the window and I just saw somebody going from standing up to falling down backwards.
Police say
I'm gonna stop here because I want y'all to see something real quick, but there's other stuff I want y'all to see too, though, And why the babies, because these fools grow up to be fools like this, Now, just listen to what this fool said.
Investigators say that a Prescott man tried to start a race war ahead of November's election by carrying out a mass shooting targeting Black people. New court records.
By the way, he's about 900 years or 2,000 years late on starting some kind of war. But anyway, I think he means wake us up to the fact that we are already in a pre-existing war that we have beginning our numbers decreased.
Are showing how the months-long investigation played out. 12 News journalist Jonathan McCall spent the afternoon reading through these documents. And Jonathan, what did you learn?
Yeah, Mark Uribe. Mark Prieto said he wanted to carry that attack out at a rap concert in Georgia because that's where he would find a high concentration of Black people. Tonight, we've learned that he even tried to recruit an FBI informant and an undercover agent. Tonight, federal court records are revealing how the FBI broke up a plot to stop a mass shooting. Back in October, the FBI says it began its investigation into Mark Prieto after a confidential informant who spoke with him more than a dozen times over 3 years at various gun shows said Prieto called for a mass shooting targeting Blacks, Jews, and Muslims before the 2024 presidential election. During a January gun show in Phoenix, Prieto tried recruiting that informant and an undercover FBI agent. According to court records, Prieto wanted to carry the plan out in Georgia because, he says, when he was a kid, that was one of the most conservative states in the country. More specifically, Prieto wanted to carry out the attack at a rap concert because he said there would be, quote, a high concentration of African Americans. During a February meetup at a gun show, Prieto began offering details of the plan, including the number of guns to be used. During this meetup, Prieto sold that undercover agent a gun for $2,000 and said he would also like to use grenades during the attack because it can, quote, cause panic. At another gun show in March in Prescott Valley, Prieto provided more specific details. That attack would take place in Atlanta at State Farm Arena on May 14th or 15th. Performing that night was rapper Bad Bunny.
Some of y'all is in the A. I guess he was like, oh, it's the blackest city I can think of. And it was like, yeah, I want to use grenade launchers just to cause confusion and all of this other stuff. Listen, less than 10% of the population in the world, right? Less than that, and falling fast. But over 90% of the crimes against humanity and rising. Crazy. I'm not sure if they charged them with a hate crime.
For Bad Bunny. During that gun show, Prieto sold an AR-15 rifle to that undercover agent for $1,000 and told them to, quote, bring as many magazines as the gun could carry. In the following weeks, agents continued to monitor Prieto's movements. During an April meetup, Prieto continued to fine-tune his plans, even discussing heading east to do reconnaissance, but emphasized the attack, quote, must happen prior to the election and as soon as possible. Authorities arrested Prieto back on May 14th as he crossed into New Mexico. Investigators say he had several guns in his truck, even more found at his home in Prescott while executing a search warrant.
And Jonathan, do we know what Prieto told investigators after he was arrested?
Yeah, Caribe, he told investigators that he actually admitted to those conversations with that confidential informant as well as that undercover agent, saying that they did interact with those conversations, but he said that he was not planning to carry out that attack. And instead, when he was headed east on Interstate 40, he was headed to Florida to take care of his mom. Mark Caribe.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, you had to throw Florida in there somewhere. But listen, the thing is though, right? Because I've been to gun shows and stuff like that, and most of the people there are like crackers, you know what I'm saying, or rednecks or hillbillies or whatever the hell you call them, Neanderthals. Mostly of them, and they do a lot of meeting and talking and discussing things offline, and even because they have room that we don't have, to where they have a whole, you know, a nation army and all that stuff backing them up, so where they can joke about it, and you know, and of course nothing will happen to them and stuff like that, you know. But if you don't think that they're even meeting and planning, so no matter what your goal is or your mindset, if you're not like actually doing, like at least trying to meet people, I'm not saying it'll be successful. I'm not the best at meeting and talking to people either, you know what I'm saying? But you know, I at least try to like reach out, I guess, you know. But I want you to see this other part, because I want you to see a couple things that's probably gonna like make y'all mad, you know. Now I showed y'all this the other day, but I'm gonna let it play again. Because this is what.
Welcome back to Tokyo to LA. We're here with
Emily B.
Emily B. Where are you from, Emily?
Massachusetts.
Massachusetts, that's awesome. So for you, black guys or white guys?
Black guys.
Can you elaborate as to why specifically black guys?
I forgot which thing just happened in Boston. Oh no, I ain't show y'all yet. Something did happen in Boston.
Elaborate as to why specifically black guys?
Yes, black guys are melanated, and I want my children to survive. And I know that the only way for them to survive in the future is for them to have melanin in their skin. So that's the way for me to, you know, make my legacy continue.
Okay, I like that answer. That's actually a really unique answer. We were here yesterday. We didn't encounter that answer yet. Welcome back to Tokyo to LA.
So goofy. But I want to play this, really just to see if y'all get mad or not.
Is my life?
But I was showing something else, but I didn't even have to show that because a whole nother one popped up about a white. Now we remember the last time we seen one of these little wannabe hood acting, you know, because that's just the way they act. That's trailer park nature, you know what I'm saying? European culture, right? But the last time, right, one of these little Neanderthal girls ran up on a sister, had a black dude trying to bully black girls, and we remember what happened to her. They still waiting to have surgery to reattach part of her skull, right? So we understand what happens when that goes down, right? But I want y'all to hear the energy before I show y'all the next thing, because the next thing pissed me off. And I'm like, but I want y'all to see the next one, because it's like it don't make no sense, right? So I want you to see this.
Respect. Y'all need to be like Candace Owens, because y'all ain't in this world. Like seriously, you're literally the reason for the downfall of the black community. That's a fact. You guys are the reason. You dumb bitches want to raise these black men and then holler at the black men when they do you dirty and leave you. You dumb bitches raise these men. You raise them. The only good thing that you black bitches do is give birth to black men. That's it. And then all y'all want to holler all the time. Every time women of any other race do anything, we want to be black. Bitch, why the would we want to be black? You don't even want to be black. Really?
While she's trying to imitate the way black people, and no, talking black doesn't mean ignorant or stupid, just like talking white doesn't mean smart either. Because usually talking white means bland, like you got like a stick up your butt, like, oh yeah, awesome, you know. Like when Richard Pryor imitated a white, he didn't say a big word people don't understand or something smart or intellectual. It's just talking with like no spirit, no energy. Or some would say like no soul, or like an alien or whatever. It's just robotic, just, you know, bland and unoriginal and uncreative. And, you know, that's what it is. And you see how she's trying to imitate what she thinks a black is because she got herself a black dude, right?
Want to be black. You don't even want to be black. Really? No. If I could come back and be black, I'd be a black man, not a black woman. The out of here. Why the would I want to be a black bitch for? You all are the most bitter, racist.
Speaking of that trans stuff, Cassandra, she's talking about I want to come back and be a black man. What the? I don't know. That might be that European culture trans stuff you was talking about.
Crusty ass bitches I ever seen in my life. The only time you see black women actually be classy, please, them days is over. Them Claire Huxtables, they don't exist anymore. There might be a little handful of women that like that still left, but the rest of you want to be like Suki Hana and Sexy Red. And you're nasty. Go wash your hair, go change your sheets, and go take care of your ass baby. You the mad one, bitch, and you gonna stay mad for the rest of your life. Me, I'm good. I'm straight. Been that way from day one. Yeah, stay jealous.
With millions watching and many people.
Yeah, said a lot. According to Taylor Ayana, Black Chicago hairstylist.
Look at this. And then look at this damn fool. And she look weird as hell anyway. I don't know what the hell is wrong with her. It does look alien-ish. Her face does. It just looks weird. Like, and then like she probably got like rashes all over her from like this being outside in the sun all day. I don't know.
Karen Loctician Jamie Marie Smallwood of Florida was going off about black women when Taylor said, white people and or Europeans didn't know how to wash themselves properly until the Moors taught them. This was in response to Smallwood saying black women were dirty, not washing their hair as much as white women. After more racially...
She said don't wash her hair like white. What is she talking about? White bitches wash their hair. They don't even take showers. Like, they literally have like lice in their hair. I don't know where that comes from. That one was a little bit weird. I don't know what Buddy over here done told her, but you know, this goofy fool, and he looked cross-eyed from this picture, so I don't know what's going on.
Vicious language via messenger and voice messages. Smallwood would eventually block Taylor, as many online would also step up to out Smallwood's rampant.
No, okay, I showed y'all this, right? Yo, what's going on, my brother Anthony? I showed y'all this because this next one, I want you to see this, right? Because this one, like, pissed me off, right? Because I don't understand. You see how, like, you know, and then that whole mentality with these, like, young black men who do this kind of thing with the white bitches, and then they bring them and try. Because the whole thing with the black women doing with the white boys trying to make them dress up like black dudes is just as weird. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all is weird as hell trying to do this and giving them this kind of energy, you know what I'm saying? But I want you to see something, right? Look at this. I don't know how this happened. Now, this brother here, he didn't got killed by his white girl, but I don't think I've ever seen anything like this before, which is like crazy as hell. I don't think I've ever seen a Negro killed by his white girl. And look at the white girl. She is like, she might, now to be fair, she probably 22 and she just looks 55 because that's just Europeans, you know what I'm saying? We don't know how old she is, right? That's why I'm like, why not the babies? The babies look like they could be 50 or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Who knows? But I don't know how this happened. Look at this. Look at this nonsense, yo.
Okay. This video here, because some people are just not going to listen, but brothers, do not do this mess right here. Okay, crazy. This white woman here, 42 years of age, named Sarah Boone. She done went and persuaded her boyfriend, 42-year-old George Torres, to fold up like a beach chair and to hop into a suitcase. Okay, this went down in Winter Park, Florida.
She convinced him to get in this. I don't know if y'all can see this little ass suitcase up here. I don't even know how in the hell he got in this thing here. She done got this fool in here. I don't know if he even a black dude, you know what I'm saying, in this situation. Like, my goodness, I don't know how this happened. Look at this. And she's recording while this dude is in here and he died. You know what I'm saying? Now, this is one of the more crazier white girl deaths that I've ever seen. You know what I'm saying? Now, it comes a variety of ways, but this is kind of crazy.
Sarah. For everything you've done to me. Sarah. For everything you've done to me. Sarah. You. Sarah.
She's like laughing.
You. Sarah. Stupid. Sarah. That's my name. Don't wear it up. Sarah. I can't. Seriously. Yeah, that's when you do when you choke me. Sarah. 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 Sarah, I can't breathe, babe. That's on you. Sarah, I can't breathe. That's on you. Sarah. Real ransom. I want to give it for it extra. Because I got this. Sarah. Real ransom.
Sorry, I walked away. I ain't even heard that. Yeah, he gotta be Mexican. I don't know. Cause this is crazy. Like, I don't know if a Negro would get up in a damn suitcase, right? Even a Negro.
Sarah, I can't breathe, babe. Oh. That's what I feel like when you cheat on me. Sarah.
Except for cheating on me.
Please, Sarah. Yeah. You should probably shut up.
He's dying. He's dying as we speak, yo. These is the damn white bitches y'all talking about, and I can't. Well, don't say white bitches. You know, we got a different. Like, these are savages, bro. These are savages. Like, who does something like this, bro? I don't care what any black woman has, whatever. I ain't never seen that. You know what I'm saying?
Make them. Okay, man, condolences to that man's family. Condolences to his family. That was straight evil. You see how she sat there and talked to him, real calm, explained to him. She really didn't care. This is a nutcase.
I'm not sure, but he ended up dying in there. I'm not sure how long it was. I think he might say.
But that was his woman. That's who he slept up with every day, laid in the bed with,
Look at her.
Gave access to his food in the refrigerator, whatever. He was with her, you know? And I'm using this video because some of you all don't know how to act when you get around white people, letting your guards down. You know, I know people are going to say, well, he ain't black. Look, man, he's Puerto Rican. And to me, you need to learn from these examples, okay? Whatever.
There you go. So I didn't think a black person would get that. That's a good point. I didn't think, as they be like, yo, all of that is a social construct. My ass. A black person ain't gonna get up in no damn suitcase. I don't care how much of a Negro. I don't know. I can't say that. A Negro would eat watermelon after a dog. So I don't know how we got in there. It don't make no sense. I don't know.
Okay, whatever. But people, if your relative, your loved one, and they do things that they think that they.
All right, but so. If you're a white girl ever do that, you know what I'm saying? Now now we seen what happened with the brother defending himself and all of that stuff. Now look, they still waiting to put her on trial and going through all of these kind of stuff. and all of her lawyers keep quitting and stuff like that. But they're like, will her case ever go to trial? Like, what the? They need to be burning her at the stake. You know what I'm saying?
Sarah.
Another attorney. This time, apparently, Sarah Boone didn't ask for her lawyer to be removed, but her attorney, Patricia Cashman, made the request herself after a hearing last week that we brought you live, where Boone asked the court to have the attorney be nice to her.
The reason why I'm here is hope. Is to hope that she will come in with a gentle, softer side. And
now, first of all, like, look at her. Like, what the? I don't know. I couldn't tell if that was a dude or not. That's probably why they got that whole trans move. You can't tell the difference. Like, they attracted the girls that look like little boys and all of that, but she looked super rough, you know.
actually listen to what it is that I'm saying and see the bigger picture other than what's the one avenue that she keeps going down. There's other ways to win in more than one way. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do, but I'm not saying that I'm trying to remove her. I'm just trying to ask you, please, forgive me for having to ask you for this. If you could please let her know, please, to just be nice to me.
Yeah, this lady's impossible, isn't she? And here's the victim, her boyfriend, Jorge Torres. Let's not forget that he's the victim in this case. And she's accused of doing something really
He said, Jorge was like, La Raza. And then,
heinous. She's accused of zipping him up in a suitcase and taunting him while he was begging her to let him out. He died in that suitcase. And now we're wondering, with Sarah Boone's 8th attorney, presumably being let off the case, will this case ever go before a jury? Let's bring in our power panel. Want to welcome in entertainment.
All right, so you see the savage nature of them. And then, of course, you have
ice cream.
Because you'd be like, why the children? Why the children? And why the white bitches? Why the white bitches? Or why even the children white bitches? You know what I'm saying? Or kid white bitches.
Picture full mass here. This person is now serving a prison sentence. So she ordered white teenagers to jump a black girl in a brutal attack. It's so brutal we cannot show that video. I can only show you the still. This happened in the UK. Winnie Connors is her.
Now I want these little Neanderthal girls charged as adults. Right? They need to be, first of all, they need to be in jail right now. Right? They went too far. I need these little Neanderthal girls too, charged as an adult too. And give her life already.
Her name. She encouraged a group of young white children to beat up a black child outside their school near London. This happened last year. Last year, she confessed to the role in her attack. Winnie Connors will now.
All right, so that's the black people in London, Now I wanted to play this, but this one to get too long, and then to bring up a whole nother conversation, right? But it's still the same conversation. And this mulatto chick here, right, which is I know we all don't like that conversation, right? The half split person, half Neanderthal, and sometimes the Neanderthal energy comes out, is all I'm saying, right? And so then you be worried, but I'm not necessarily blaming them, because then you have the brothers. Luckily, ain't no brother get up in the suitcase, but you see the other damn fool who then got, what I'm saying, got the other white girl hyped up, talking all that crazy stuff. But it's
confronted with some racist comments that they are this horrible force on society, yet they are dating and or married to white people. You know what they say? Activists in the streets. Let's watch the most recent Don Lemon clip.
That right next to you,
my husband,
with your husband, who happens to be a white man walking down some stairs, and then it said like Don Lemon back in whatever year it was.
So right, we're not going back to that whole thing. Yeah, why are they not in jail? I need those little Neanderthal girls locked up and charged as an adult, right? They definitely went too damn far. But, you know, it was that whole thing about all of these people. Now, I was going to play some of the stuff that she would say, because she is, I can't call her a clone because she's half of them. And she wants to appeal to her white side. And this is what I'm trying to tell you. It's a slippery slope. You can't do it. You know what I'm saying? You just can't do it. Not only would you probably end up in a suitcase, your children is going to have this half child, half kid thing, this mulatto, confused state, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, let's go to the next thing. I'm gonna skip this one, all right? So we can talk about something else. Because these young people, you put them in this was in Boston. This was the other thing that was in Boston, right? So this young here, what they was calling him the N-word in school, and he is the one, I think, who got suspended.
To our NBC 10's Jericho Tran about a civil complaint filed with the Department of Education. She's joining us live from the newsroom. Jericho, what did the mother and son tell you tonight?
Well, both Nita Holder and her son, David Palacios, say the 12-year-old has experienced racial bullying since he was just 9 years old. Holder says she reached out to the school several times for help and finally filed the complaint when the bullying started to affect him academically.
I've been called the N-word a few times. It all started by jokes and people playing around, but they started to take it too far.
For Nita Holder, there was nothing funny about what her son described as racial bullying at Melrose Veterans Memorial Middle School.
He would come home crying and say, why are they treating me different? They treat me different, and they don't treat the other kids this way.
Her son, David Palacios, says he tried to reach out to the students hurling racial slurs at him through texts like this one.
No, consider I know what you're going to say. I up in Boston, but you know.
Saying, you make me feel uncomfortable. Stop texting me. Nothing would happen if you didn't say the N-word multiple times. Where the student replies, I've only said it once, David, but I can name 100 people in this school that say it on a daily basis. He also says he reached out to his teachers.
Now, what do you think is more effective? A strongly worded text message, right? Or one explaining your feelings to somebody who calling you that, right? To a Neanderthal psychotic kid that you think you got to take up for, right? That you think you got to feel guilty for and all of that other stuff, right? Or do you think they learn when you got to like reattach part of their skulls? I bet you that person ain't gonna try to bully no black girl no more. I can tell you that much, right? As opposed to someone who necessarily with this young brother, right? You're like, oh, shut the hell up, David. You know, I called you the N-word the one time. Everybody calls you the N-word. Why are you coming at me? Right? So which one you think is more effective?
I was telling them this and this person have been calling me the N-word, and they never did anything about it.
Holder says after several incidents where the bullying escalated to physical violence.
I was an 8th grader, and he had called me N-word in the hallway and then pushed me.
She reached out to the school offering solutions.
Did you black his eye?
The vice principal reached out to me, told me it happened, and I said, hey, why don't we do a restorative justice process?
But after the racial bullying started to affect her son academically,
and my grades started to get a little bit down. So I had to get removed from my classes and go to different classes downstairs.
Holder filed a civil rights complaint on behalf of her son against Melrose Public Schools with the Lawyers for Civil Rights with the U.S. DOE's Office of Civil Rights.
What motivated me to do it is injustice. I'm a black woman. I'm raising 2 black men.
We read Holder the statement issued by the interim superintendent of the Melrose Public Schools, which said in part, we take any allegation of individual or systemic discrimination very seriously in Melrose Public Schools, and we are committed to fostering a safe and equitable educational environment for all.
It's laughable because he was aware of what happened to my son and he did not reach out. He did not offer.
You know what? It's 2020, whatever year it is. I cannot believe that it's still, they would pick on a black kid in a white school in Boston. I cannot believe this is happening. And, you know, it's for you consider it. Mom pulls son from Massachusetts school after alleged racial bullying. Right, so I guess you finally pulled him out of that school to put him in another one.
Filed a federal civil rights complaint. Her son is in the METCO program, and she says Melrose Schools never took his complaint seriously. Nita Holder filing this federal civil rights complaint with the Department of Education. She pulled her 12-year-old son David out of Melrose Veterans Memorial Middle School because of repeated racial bullying.
He used to come home crying.
David is in the METCO program. She says the bullying started when he was in the 6th grade.
One student called him the N-word.
As a 7th grader, she says 2 students punched and jumped him using racial slurs.
He was attacked by 2 older students, an 8th grader and a 9th grader, on the 7th grade floor.
Holder says her son was suspended and his complaints were not taken seriously.
I started to feel that my son's life was not taken as serious as his white counterparts.
She says the 3rd time was the last straw.
I said enough is enough. He was called the N-word over a group chat. There was a back and forth.
The 3rd time? That was enough?
He was called the N-word over a group chat. There was a back and forth, and then my son went to school and he was attacked.
In a joint statement, the mayor, interim superintendent, and incoming superintendent say the Melrose Public Schools take any allegations of individual or systemic discrimination very seriously, and we are committed to fostering a safe and equitable educational environment for all. Holder says she hopes the complaint will mean more accountability at the top.
They chose to do
So maybe this lawsuit here will be the one that finally puts us over the top to get justice. And what the Tulsa Race Massacre lawsuit? No, that's not enough. Maybe this lawsuit will finally do the trick.
To do nothing. So their inaction caused and created and made this racial environment fester.
Holder says she wants new policies and procedures, including a zero-tolerance policy for racial bullying.
Okay. And then they'll be like, oh, you called me white boy. You suspended. You know what I'm saying? But anyway. And this has happened to another person, too, you know.
Say they will keep fighting the slur towards a black student. Our Don White talked with one of his...
because now I can't find the video because I played it before. Now they called this young girl the N-word, but instead of like doing all the text message, she handled it a different way. Now they both got in trouble, but it don't matter. One of them handled it one way, one of them handled it.
Students who organized the first protest. This video captures a...
So that was, I wish I could have found the video. Now this little Neanderthal girl always said, you asked me why the children. You asked me, right? Yeah, I ain't listening to Khalid Muhammad, but so I'll just show you. So she tried to call this young sister the N-word. And the sister was like, all right, walked over there, threw the ball in her face, then started tearing her handpots up. She lucky she didn't remove a part of her skull. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, 3 times, you know, fool me one time, shame on, like George Bush said, fool me one time, can't get fooled again. But yeah, I wish I could have shown this one.
A white female student directing the N-word to a black male student. We've stopped the video before he slaps her.
Racism in any shape or form is not okay.
Kamisha Davis's 15-year-old daughter goes to Locust Grove High School.
For you to hear that your child is not safe at a place that you send her to every day, that's devastating.
Davis says she's considering switching her daughter's school after hearing of multiple racial incidents there.
I got called an N-word myself.
Senior Layla Moreau and her friend organized this protest at the school Thursday.
We decided to take...
Somebody gonna be like, oh, well, black people call third black N-word at black school. Let me stop.
We decided to take action against it because this is not the first time this has happened at that school or a school in Henry County.
Parents tell 11 Alive the male student received punishment for slapping the female student, while that girl who said the N-word initially did not.
And it shouldn't be two different treatments, same treatment for everybody, not based on their skin color.
The Henry County School spokesperson sent 11 Alive this statement, which reads in part, "We are..."
All right, so anyway, I want to show you this one because this was the one I was thinking about with this fool who tried to do the same thing. Now, he might get in a damn suitcase, this brother here. I ain't trying to make fun of like his child, his half child or whatever, but
a North Texas teacher is now facing a felony charge. She's accused of assaulting a preschool student, pre-K, and that child's parents are now suing the Princeton ISD. They accuse them of failing to report what happened to police. RJD Miles spoke with them about a video they say captured that violent attack on a 4-year-old boy.
Gregory and Salam Thomas.
now this 4-year-old, right? So, you know, and it don't matter. You be old. You be like, oh, what would you do if some old? They don't give a damn if your child, if your child is 1 year old, 4, 15, or any of that. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter, right? And it shouldn't matter if they old or any of that to you, if you want to not be slaves. But if you want to lie to yourself and act like you're not slaves, then be my guest. But you're causing problems for the rest of us. So
Thomas want you to see the bright smile on their 4-year-old son, Aaron, that they say has too often been missing since he was enrolled at Canup Early Childhood Center in Princeton.
It has changed him. You know, he don't like to sleep by himself.
Now this fool might get up in a damn suitcase if she told him to. And she would probably tell him and laugh too if she seen that video. Oh, you lived in Locust Grove, Georgia for 4 years. Oh yeah, there. Yo, which one was that? Which one are you talking about? The one with the brother.
Feels afraid.
The parents say they received a call from Princeton ISD in November that their child had been locked outside the school during recess.
And then there was a video that they wanted to show us. So we were like, okay.
On that video, the parents say Linda Deere, a 73-year-old pre-K teacher, can be seen scolding Aaron and then assaulting him.
Then she grabbed him and swung him around up against the wall. She said something to him, and then she slapped him. Almost knocked him off his feet. And I was like, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe that she did that.
Aaron's parents expected the teacher to be arrested for assault, but they say Princeton police knew nothing about it when they contacted the department weeks later for an update.
So even the lieutenant he was like, I don't understand why they didn't contact us.
Princeton police referred the case to a grand jury that indicted Deere on a third-degree felony for assault. But they say Princeton police knew nothing about it when they contacted the department weeks later for an update.
So even the lieutenant he was like, I don't understand why they didn't contact us.
Princeton police referred the case to a grand jury that indicted Deere on a third-degree felony charge of injury to a child with bodily injury. She was arrested last week. Aaron's parents say she was still teaching months after the incident. We tried to ask Princeton ISD why, but only got a statement which says, Princeton ISD is aware of the incident and is cooperating with the Princeton Police Department as officers investigate the case. The teacher has been placed on administrative leave.
Maybe the school,
they ain't even fire her, so.
School was trying to escape some type of liability, for the incident. I know that this woman is a older lady, but I really wish that she would go to jail for what she did.
The parent.
Oh, you wish she'd go to jail. Indeed. Yeah. What up, my brother William Bell? I wouldn't be surprised if this brother get into a suitcase. I'm gonna be honest with you.
I really wish that she would go to jail for what she did.
The parents have filed a...
And no offense, but this is a little white baby right here. This baby is white. I'm sorry, no offense.
For what she did.
The parents have filed a civil lawsuit against Princeton ISD, seeking damages for their child's pain and suffering. They also want their school district and others to be more responsible about reporting crimes on kids.
So it didn't even matter how much he tried to lighten up his skin, he couldn't escape it, could he? Maybe with his grandchildren once this little boy, and I ain't trying to project nothing on him or nothing like that, but once he get with a little white girl, then it'd be all the way. Maybe that blackness that's holding him back will finally be out of his blood. Because his mom probably agree with it.
And suffering. They also want their school district and others to be more responsible about reporting crimes on campus.
I'm really shocked. I'm shocked, and I do believe, I think in U.S. they have to do more to.
So she like a white Hispanic chick or something. I don't know. Salem Thomas. She probably just married him so she can get in the country. She probably don't know what the hell going on. She probably just there. I don't know what's going on here.
Protect the child.
It breaks my heart to this day knowing that I wasn't there to protect my son.
In Princeton, J.D. Miles, CBS News, Texas.
All right, brother. Yeah, so, and even with speaking to the responses, I guess, if y'all want to come on here and say something, let me know. I'll put the link in, because after this, it's just, I'm going to get out of here. Now, I didn't even know it was no Negroes out in South Dakota, right? But speaking of brothers like the last brother we just seen, let's just play this.
After multiple incidents of a neo-Nazi group marching in South Dakota cities. Those activities happening over the weekend at the state capitol in Pierre and in Deadwood.
State leaders have condemned those marches, but the level of response has been underwhelming for many of the state's black leaders. John Gaskins talked with 3 local NAACP board members and joins us now with more. Hello, John.
Hello, Brian. We start with Langston Newton, the president of the NAACP in Sioux Falls. He had spent his entire Saturday celebrating the diversity of the city at the Pride Parade and Festival of Cultures. But then later, he received...
The leader of the NAACP spent his day at the Pride Festival doing what now? What's going on now?
the news about the neo-Nazi march in Pierre.
Because honestly, it was disbelief. To see neo-Nazis in 2024 go to your state capitol building is
yeah, there we go. There's it's 2024. I can't believe it. Nonsense.
Go to your state capitol building is like, this has to be fake. It's jarring. It's absolutely jarring.
But not surprising to Julian Baudouin, who has lived in Sioux Falls for almost 2 decades.
Hatred has always been in South Dakota. Hatred has always been in America.
Fool said South Dakota. What the hell you think? The world?
Racism is bred within the cloth of what we call America, what we call home.
Sure ain't gonna do nothing.
And it's something that we just fight against every day.
And according to these leaders, the fight against it isn't strong enough from Governor Kristi Noem, who issued a short social media statement that said, in part, that Nazis are not welcome here in South Dakota and that the state rejects hate.
We live in 2024. It does not take very long to flip your camera around and say, I'm just as shocked as you are. I don't want this happening in my state.
I don't know what's going on in South Dakota.
Raw response.
Although the protesters were escorted away from the Capitol and
they probably done moved out there with a white girl or something.
Sent away by law enforcement in Deadwood, there are concerns about law enforcement training when it comes to these situations. Baudouin is a certified law enforcement officer who feels police were not prepared well enough to interact with the hate group.
Yeah, it's because someone probably got the thing on their head right there. What are you talking about? Yeah, it doesn't sound right, but because I used to be like, they'd be like, well, the KKK have infiltrated the police. I'd be like, the police have infiltrated the KKK, but it sounds like they're investigating them. It just mean like they're all KKK, and then they had just become police. You know what I'm saying? So it just didn't sound right.
So knowing that these things are going to happen, knowing that we have people living in our community that feel the way they do, We have to be prepared to battle against the hatred. We can't just come out with a statement and say it has no home if we're not empowering our people to fight against hatred.
The NAACP.
All right, so I done asked you how you want to fight. Do you want to send a strongly worded text message, or what are we gonna do here? I'm gonna put the link in there real quick. And then I can come on here, and then we're gonna get up out of here in a minute. All right, give me 1 second because it's acting slow. And then I'm gonna show you something positive before we wrap it up too. So all right, come on, put the link in. All right, my bad, y'all. It's definitely tripping. Now I know that some of the stuff y'all be like, oh, that's too far, you know. Oh, little Neanderthal girls, right is right, wrong is wrong. No, none of that. The truth is, you know, you're gonna have to get over that mentality, right? And even with the mentally ill sister, you know what I'm saying? The sister is mentally ill. It is what it is, you know. But the sympathy that you have for these little Neanderthal, like, it's not even like, I'm not even trying to make it seem like messed up, you know what I'm saying? Because it shouldn't be messed up. It just is what it is. And, you know, we just have the same issues. Yo, what's going on, my brother Anthony? You on me? Yeah, there you go.
Hey, what's up, boy? What's going on, man?
Not much. What's going on, bro?
Yeah, that was funny as hell, baby, about South Dakota. I'm
About
like,
what?
man, about South Dakota. You can hear me?
Yeah, it's kind of like I don't know, it's like something going on, but I can hear it though.
Yeah, I got that Bluetooth on, man.
Oh yeah, because it sounds like you kind of far.
Yeah. Can you hear me good now?
Yeah, that's much better.
Yeah, I got that Bluetooth on, yeah. Yeah, man, I was just like, man, it ain't about what 20,000 black people in South Dakota. You know what I'm saying? You surrounded by about damn near 1 million white people. I mean, what's in South Dakota, man? I can't even think of what's there.
I don't know. I just know it'd be cold probably.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's cold as hell in the wintertime. You know, that big ass snow. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to, like, you know, that's like one of them real, like one of them small kind of states. You know what I'm saying? As far as, you know, population, it ain't nobody really there. And like, I don't know, man. I don't even know why somebody want to go there, man. In South Dakota, I mean, you know, that's just like, you in like straight cowboy redneck country. You know what I'm saying? I don't even understand that, man. I mean, if you ain't gonna, I mean, ain't nothing gonna happen. You ain't gonna make nothing move there, man. Because, I mean, you know, all the damn white folks, man, you know, and they all think the same damn way. The governor might get up there and say this and that, but he like, shit, really, you need to carry your ass somewhere else. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a fact.
Oh yeah, man. I want to tell you, you know, I lived in Locust Grove, man. The one, you know, the pump you showed about the, well, I think the one where the girl got slapped.
Okay, yeah. You remember that, right?
No, I mean, I didn't remember when it happened, but you know, I lived there, and like my nieces, my brother, my sister-in-law, you know, they still live there. No, they live there now. And one of my nieces go to their school. But yeah, you know, yeah, that's why I live right there in Locust Grove, man. You know, that's my first time hearing about it though.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, okay. So yeah, hold on. Yeah, you talking about with hold on, which one are you talking about? I don't remember.
Hey, the one where the girl got slapped in the school.
Okay.
The one you showed about.
Yeah. No, it was like a young. It was a young brother. It was a young dude. I said a woman, but it was a young brother. But yeah, that happened last year. I couldn't find a video. Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's okay. Yeah, I thought you said it was a girl.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, that was my bad. I did say a girl, but it was a young teenage young brother.
Oh, okay.
He had to slap the white girl. So.
Oh yeah. But I live right there, man. Past man in school all the time. In the mall. My niece go to that school.
Okay. Yeah. That's crazy. Yeah. So yeah, and they be in there wilding out like that too. You know.
Yeah, that's for real, man. Yeah, for real. I mean, that Georgia public school system something else. You know, my brother been in it for damn near 20 years. You know, he's a teacher out there.
Yeah. That's what's up.
Yeah. Hey man, I ain't gonna hold you long, man. I just wanted to come in and just holler at you, man, and comment on that real quick. That's all.
Oh yeah, you good, because we was about to wrap it up anyway. I don't know if you seen the brother that got, or not the brother, but the dude that was up in the suitcase or whatever.
No, I ain't seen it.
Oh damn, yeah, yo, I ain't gonna play it again, but you gotta go back and watch the first half of this joint.
Yeah, I go check it out.
Yeah. So I appreciate you for coming on here, but yeah, man, I was just showing a bunch of different things. I guess, and then I was showing something else about reparations and stuff too. But
yeah, I was checking you out, man. I'm gonna check you out on the sideline there, but I'm gonna holler at you later, man.
All right, I appreciate you for coming on here, my brother.
All right.
Yeah, definitely. Shouts out to my brother, and then so yeah, man. At the end of the day, it's what it's gonna be, a strongly worded letter to show them what's up, or because like the brother said here, when it came to the Tulsa thing, you go to their courts. That's why I'm like, yo, it's their courts. Like, I don't even.
One ruling. Sells tells me he has prayed for a vote of support from the court. Now, though, he hopes someone will bring them justice some way, somehow.
Right, there we go, that part.
Will bring them justice. Now, though, he hopes someone will bring them justice some way, somehow.
Right, so what do you think that means? You know what I'm saying? Does it mean a text message right after the third incident? Or does it mean protecting your business like that stand-up citizen brother was when he was being attacked and he had to remove part of that white boy's, his skull, right, to protect himself, right? What you think is the way that you going to do? I might as well be here, right, and get justice my own way, right? I'll play this one because it don't really show it, so.
You turn our music back up.
Now this white boy then ran up. Now this is in Detroit, all right? This white boy then ran up on this family at this. They having, I guess, a barbecue or a family gathering here. You know what I'm saying? And this white boy run up talking crazy.
Go back to Detroit. Go to Southfield. You're welcome in Southfield. You're welcome in Detroit. We don't want to live around you people.
You people.
Now the camera cut, but allegedly, you know what I'm saying, somebody talked to him in a manner that he may understand a little bit more clear, other than, I can't believe you say this is 2024, right? Somebody tried a different kind of language to speak to him,
He not calling shit.
He's scared. Oh, he bleeding. He leaking.
With millions. All right, so obviously we can't really say too much about that. It's not necessarily the Alabama thing at all. But so I want to show you this as far as a positive thing that I want to show. Now, I don't know anything about it, but we want young people to be scientists and all kind of stuff. Now, this young brother here, right now, I'm not sure about his background and his mentality and all of that stuff. But apparently this young brother found a way to turn plastic into gasoline. So he's a young innovator, and like I said, I'm not sure about his whatever, but he got making plastic to fuel, you know, and also helping people. You know, it keep freezing, and I'm trying to show it, but I thought this was what's up if it's like official, you know what I'm saying? And to encourage young people to get into that kind of lane and feel to where you could like help with things that is needed, you know what I'm saying? So it can't hurt to be experts in different fields that we need to start learning again, like how to use plants, you know what I'm saying, or how to use, you know, what they call science, you know. And really, alchemy was just chemistry.
You're making fuel
chemistry.
out of plastic. One, how do you get started figuring out how to make fuel out of plastic?
It ironically all started with a Google search, and then Google led me to this process called pyrolysis, right? And what pyrolysis is when you heating it in the absence of oxygen. What it's actually doing is it's using heat to break apart the molecular bonds of whatever's put in there. When I realized, wait a minute, I can not only recycle my plastic, but also turn it into fuel products at home. I was like, this might actually really be worth taking serious. So I continued to prototype and build more and more designs. And then I started to broadcast it online when I started to transition into a more advanced or more sophisticated level of this. So that was how this started, just with a Google search.
My bad for that. Crazy.
My machine is still being built. Right now I'm on my Mark 4.5. For example, the last run I did before my accident, I put in 30 kilowatt hours of electricity, and I got 20 kilowatt hours of oil alone from this process. Now we also make natural gas and carbon. So I didn't measure how much natural gas or carbon I got out because I got injured. My Mark IV machine, which I built a year prior to this current machine, well, it burned down. I was putting in 25 kilowatt hours of electricity, and I was getting out 48.8 kilowatt hours of electricity. And there are already a lot of plastic pyrolysis plants all over the world. Not many microwave pyrolysis plants, but just regular pyrolysis, which is when you use maybe electric heating or fire to heat it up, right? Traditional pyrolysis has always been very energy intensive.
Right. You see.
You're making fuel out of plastic. How are you protecting yourself?
In terms of how do I protect myself when I'm running it, my current machine actually runs under vacuum. And running under vacuum means it runs under negative pressure, which means that unlike running under positive pressure, you have a risk of an explosion. A vacuum is quite literally the opposite.
Yeah,
it's a risk of just sucking in a whole bunch of air.
If you get protected, of course, you know what I'm saying? Because BP ain't gonna like that. They didn't slaughter millions of, you know, Africans, you know what I'm saying, to make sure they get that oil out the ground over there.
So what happened was I had a explosion. In short, my distiller, the thing I used to refine my fuel, to turn it from raw plastic crude oil into gasoline, diesel jet fuel, it built up pressure and it exploded and made a fireball. And I was right in the middle of the fireball with shorts on, short sleeve shirt, barefoot. I should have had it under vacuum. And the funny thing is I set it up to be a vacuum distiller, but I didn't put it under vacuum. But I'm okay.
All right, so you know, there you go. Well, yeah, man, this young brother is actually doing something different, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, he probably will get paid. Hopefully he keeps his idea and creates generational wealth. And hopefully this young brother has the right mindset and don't, you know what I'm saying? That's a whole nother conversation. The whole conversation we just finished having. Hopefully he don't do that, you know.
To the ocean. Now masks, they're made of plastic, just like many things in this world. And unfortunately, whether they're in landfills or in the ocean, they'll be around for a very long time. Now, for a while, I was so disappointed reading these statistics that I became pessimistic, believing we're doomed and we're all gonna drown in our... As an individual, as a community, or even as a small or large business, you can become a part of the solution to help the earth. This led me to find the process of pyrolysis. In Greek, the word pyro means heat, and lysis, pyrolysis. It melts the plastic into a liquid, and then it evaporates it. I like to think of it like if you leave ice out on a hot summer day, what's going to happen? It's going to evaporate. So after that, we're going to go back to the science. We take oxygen out of the equation, and it changes a lot. For example, in a fire, you'll get things like sulfur dioxide forming, which is when sulfur mixes with oxygen. And as we all know, you take one whiff of that stuff, you're a dead man, right? Well, maybe not that extreme, but at the very least, it's going to cause acid rain. Who wants that? I don't want acid in my rain.
You might, if you could control it, I guess. Well,
On the other hand, with pyrolysis, you would just get sulfur, which is a valuable element used in the industry. Now, since plastic is a product of crude oil, which is the same stuff we run our world off of, it is very energy dense. And under pyrolysis, this can be refined back into crude oil and liquid fuels. So instead of getting smoke, you get a combustible gas made of things like propane, hydrogen, methane, and butane, similar to natural gas. Another property of this pyrolysis gas is that there are condensable components in it. Now, what does that mean? Well, have you ever in your life been walking outside, cloudy day, and you just get hit in the head with, sky water, right?
All right, so, I'm going to stop it there, but, I kind of find that kind of stuff interesting, but, shouts out to this brother for doing something like that. But that's the whole point, we also all need to be trying to work on something to get ourselves off of it, and even promoting the people within our community who have that right mindset, or even teaching them the right mindset and teaching them the correct things at the beginning, right? And also teaching them who their enemies are, And so I won't have to say, why the children, because they already know why, you know what I'm saying? That's the personality of power, defending your damn business. I wish that somebody would get justice for me some way, somehow, and actually getting it. It's the difference, you know what I'm saying? So, whether we have the personality of power or not, we'll see. I don't know. But, I will say I appreciate, let me do this. I appreciate y'all for listening. I gotta play this last one. Y'all probably ain't gonna want to listen. I forgot to send it to myself. But shouts out to my brother here for sending me this junk. So I gotta send it to myself. But I'm gonna say shouts out to y'all because y'all might not want to hear this as we go out. But I'm gonna shouts out to my brother Black Magus for even sending me this junk. So I'm gonna play it anyway, just because. So shouts out to my brother William Bell in the building. Shouts out to Cassandra Rum in the Bush. I appreciate it. We're gonna be back Wednesday at 8:30. So make sure y'all tune in. It's gonna be another great conversation. Shouts out to her for the last conversation. So make sure y'all support, consider everything he's doing. Shouts out to my brother Anthony who came on here. I appreciate you for coming on here, my brother. You already know it's all love. Let's see. Shouts out to Raw. You already know Raw. And I can ask Raw what's the answer, and she knows, pick a time and a place on the clock and let the alpha be the omega for once, you know what I'm saying? For those of you who think like that, let the alpha be the omega. And I guess that was it. Shouts out to all of y'all for being in here. Shouts out to my brother Black Magus for sending me this one. But I'm going to play it anyway, even though it got too much cussing. But appreciate y'all for listening. And this going to be the last words, y'all.
Man, getting tired of this shit, man. 4 years into a brand new millennium, man. Niggas can't go where they need to go, man. You know what I'm saying? Niggas drive through bars to get pulled over. Niggas go through Germantown get pulled over. Anywhere you go, nigga get pulled over. Anywhere but where the whole Canadian border ain't nothing but the whole dirty South. We gonna do it like this. Donut eating pig ass, fucking pig, breed ass out of shape, fat ass cock. Pig ass nigga, fuck y'all. We gon' ride on these streets, motherfuck the police. We gon' ride on these streets, motherfuck the police. We gon' ride on these streets, motherfuck the police. We gon' ride on these streets, motherfuck the police. DEA, ATF, CIA, FBI, IRS, KKK, NBC, CBS, ABC, legalized lie tactics used on you and me. Every TV station has televised fables that they broadcast on cable. Some brainwashed cop shit to watch, but fails to film how many times the pigs butt. Amadou Diallo was hit 44 times by something hot. Beat Rodney King till his whole body was in knots. Natasha Harlan didn't even hear the Japanese store owner's 2 shots. The murderer still running around, no evidence found. Makes me wonder what secrets really went down with Ron Brown. It's not a coincidence. 2 minutes steady incidents. Young rap beat behind his own residence. Now you label 2 bald heads and 1 X-dread insurgents, cause we call the cry from our people urgent. We won't fall for that Uncle Tom shit, okay? Cause the drop squad got a hit out on fake ass Bobby OJ. I'm traveling eastbound at the speed limit. Maybe a little less just to ensure that I give the pigs absolutely no reason to harass me. He's traveling westbound, exceeding the speed limit, but he catches the glimpse of a young black male and he illegally makes a U-turn in the middle of traffic just so he can see why I'm driving so cautiously. Here we go again. First he follows me for about 4 or 5 blocks, then here goes the lights. So I pull over in a well-lit, well-populated area. I place my car in park. I put both of my hands on top of the steering wheel, and like a well-trained dog, I sit. Is this your car? Where are you headed to tonight? All right, let me get your driver's license. Okay, well stay right here and be right back. While I'm sitting there waiting on him for about 35 or 45 minutes, my mind begins to wander into a deep daydream. What if the tables were turned, What if it were open season on police? What if I could bust back like Lil Bobby Hutton, except I lived to tell the story? Dig this. Same scenario. I get pulled over by pigs. I cooperate to the fullest extent of my capabilities, but the policeman grabs the back of my pants and lifts them up. I feel threatened, so I elbow him in the back of the head, rendering him unconscious. I've already knocked him out, but I reach in my back seat for my child's baseball bat and I began to deliver sharp, heavy blows to the head and to the body. Blow after blow after blow after blow after blow after blow after blow, only stopping to regain my second wind. Then I commence to whooping his ass again. Now, since I've already fulfilled my civic duty of ridding society of one of his evils, I jump back into my car bloodthirsty, and now the hunt is on. I pull over on the street located at the bottom of a hill. The speed limit is 35 miles per hour. A car traveling approximately 35 miles per hour will involuntarily accelerate to approximately 45 miles per hour going downhill. So I sit and I wait. A police cruiser passes me. I have no radar gun, but he seems to be exceeding the speed laws of this street. So I pull out and I stalk him until he wonders what's going on. He pulls over. He gets out of the car with his hands on his gun. I feel threatened. So I jump behind my car and I'll bust round after 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 round. I've already killed him, but I think I'll keep on shooting perhaps about 41 times, emptying every clip and every gun that I have. And now it's on like a re-stick at the Jeffrey Dahmer picnic. There, baby, now what's up? Now what's up, pig? The only remorse that I have is that this is actually a daydream. The police live out their fantasies every day at our expense.
And I don't give a damn if you think that this dream is too graphic and brutal. We're losing too many black lives to police brutality and survival of the race is futile, but we just keep on letting it happen. Lips flapping about soap operas and rims and him killing them and them killing him, shot dead in the back for time is Tim. And all we say is it's such a shame. Why not train ourselves to accept the blame when we watch another brother or sister die at the hands of these crooked ass cops? Running brothers in when they're the suppliers of the rocks. Raping women and little girls, let the truth unfurl that somehow this dream can be a gateway to see that we as a people should fight against police brutality. If he's paid to serve, honor, and protect, and does just that, then he has my utmost respect. But if he raises his hand to me in any form of brutality as an assertion of his dominance and power, as the laws of self-preservation kick in, I swear to my next of kin, I'm gonna try to send his family a flag and some flowers. Police brutality, yet leave. I shot that beat, 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 I shot that beat. Can you relate? You living in the police states.
Yeah, shouts out to Brothers Keeper, you know. But in the words of, you know, these songs, you know, what you gonna do, you know. But they already came for you and we ain't do nothing. But anyway, as always, man, we have got to start standing for something or we gonna keep falling for anything.